We're having a great time, and we get to watch another video by the god of unemployment. I can't wait for him to talk about how awesome he is and how he's the only motherfucker who should be praised. God of beggars, god of unemployment. Toho, it's been about 5 months, man. Where's another DM of you begging for some more free handouts, bro? Hopefully your channel's doing good and you're making oodles of money. That way you can finally pay your rent. But I just figured I'm mentioned by name once again. My dick is in Towo's mouth once again. So let's go ahead and see what he has to say. Let's hear it, man. Let's hear about how this guy's the only motherfucker who should be praised. And by the way, Toho, if you do need some help finding the job, I did hear the local McDonald's is hiring at any time. But hopefully you have your high school diploma so you can actually get employment there. Let's see how it's going.
So dudes, welcome back to another episode of Delusional Gacha Picks, but unlike the first couple, this one's gonna be more chill. In case y'all forgot, in the pilot episode of the series, I did mention that on occasion, I'll make more relaxed videos like this one, where I'm not necessarily talking about like...
This is great though, and the reason why this is great is because Toho is gonna think that he's winning. And that's what's awesome. He's thinking, look at this, I'm gonna rage bait Tectone into reacting to another one of my videos. Toho, every single time I react to you, I get minimum a 3 of 10. I make minimum $400 to $500. That's more than you make in a month, by the way. On a good month. I don't know if you make that much. Right? And what you're going to do is you're going to showcase to everyone how you are a joke. You are the lol cow of this community. You will become the punching bag. No one is calling you God of Gacha. They will be calling you the God of unemployment from here into perpetuity. And if you really want to monetize your own image because you are that lowly of a human being, then please continue to bring up my name. I will continue to react. This works out great for me. I'll even show you, man. Like, I just want to make sure that you know this is working out great for me. And honestly, I don't really got anything other to do. So sure, man, I'll make a video making fun of you every now and then. Look at this shit, bro. This shit's awesome. Look at this. 47,000 views in 3 hours, bro. Overperforming video. Wow. Look at that, dude. And look what it did. Look what it did. It got your top comment. It got your top comment on this video to be God of Beggars. Your top comment on this video is God of Beggars. That's gonna be your legacy, bro. You're going to be the god of unemployment. And the worst thing is, you think that you're
3
winning.
years, bald man.
I don't know if you've ever seen the video or the movie Kung Pao, but your existence is like Wimp Low. I'm training you as a joke because I know your ego is so high that you're gonna keep making videos bringing me up, and then I get free videos to shit on you for forever. So great, make these things daily, bro. It's awesome. Your videos are gonna get spam disliked, and your top comment is gonna be God of unemployment and God of beggars for forever. Your existence is a joke. It's hilarious.
drama or anything on the heavier side like that. And no, before you ask, it's not because of the rats. Why do you think a god like me needs to be scared of some pieces of trash on the internet after all?
So many people are gonna think, why is Tectone being this harsh? And then they're just gonna hear this guy talk, bro. I swear to God. It's, you know what? I'm gonna slow it down because I'm doing everybody a favor, right? I'm doing everybody a favor by speeding through this. I want us to all just live and enjoy and breathe this entertainment.
But it's because what I want to talk about in today's video doesn't warrant the same level of aggression that I put into the last couple. If you're new to the channel...
This time I won't have to go all out. Last time I was going 100%. I guess I won't have to go Super Saiyan 3. I think Kaioken times 4 will suffice. I don't want to scare them off with my power level.
And you're not sure why I just called myself a god? Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Tuhu, and I'm the...
Fuck, I'm gonna puke. This shit is so funny. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. This is insane.
God of gacha games. I've been playing gacha games for the last 8 years, and currently I'm playing and keeping up with 13 of them, with more to come in the future as they come out. And
I don't mean to brag, but I haven't had sex in 30 years. I haven't lost my virginity in my 40-year lifespan. So, I don't want to scare you off with my power level, women, but I'm a fresh seed for anybody who wants to take it.
Because there are some individuals out there.
Oh my God, he won't even call us creators. Oh my God. No. He won't call us content creators. Oh my God, he's so hot. I think I lost my virginity just watching this video.
There with more than 46 chromosomes who heard me call myself that and got triggered off the face of the planet, which, by the way, is hilarious seeing them crack.
Nobody got triggered, bruh. Everybody was laughing at your face, bruh. I triggered them and it was epic. I owned them. I pwned them epically.
Crash out like that. I'd like to clarify that I don't.
Yeah. Bro said it was hilarious watching him crash out like that. When I made a video reacting to him, calling him the same things that he called me, and he reacts to it for 6 hours.
Okay.
For 6 hours. Look at the dislikes on this VOD, bro. 6 hours. 6 fucking hours. Bro, this isn't anything else than him just reacting to my video for 6 hours, bro. Bro wants to act like he didn't get obliterated so bad, bro. It's so bad. Dude, and here's the thing. Don't get me wrong. He's going to get more views for a little bit. He is. He's gonna cash out on this crash out. Dude, he might even get a whole 200 viewers when you go live, Tuhu. You might get a whole 200 viewers. And your videos, they might get a whole 10,000 views. You are literally obliterating your career the moment I stop paying attention to you. The moment that daddy looks away and my audience no longer cares about this petty beef, you're done. You're going to be known as a joke forever. And it sucks because you were once such a good creator. But you're so down bad because you won't just get a job and make this a side gig. You've resorted to rage baiting everything for views. And that's fine if you want to do that every now and then. Hey, I rage bait. It's funny. I even pretended that I voted for Donald Trump on Twitter just to, farm a couple threads. But this is like 5 videos in 1 week. It's just embarrassing, bro. And the worst thing is, you're not doing this for content. You want to pretend that you are, but you actually have such a chip on your shoulder for no reason. The god of unemployment, the god of debt, the god of begging. And by the way, if you guys didn't see the video of Toho begging me for a place to live and begging me for a job and begging me to react and begging me to collab and begging me for a shout out, go back and watch that video. I'm sure my editor will put it in the description. It's fucking hilarious.
Call myself the god of gacha just because I play a whole bunch of gacha games or just because I spent a whole lot of money on them. I call myself the gacha god because I know gacha. I know what they truly are, I know how they work, how you're supposed to play them, what to look for to know if a gacha is like a good one, and most importantly, how to improve them. Or in other words, contrary to popular belief,
I'll explain why this is insanity in a couple of seconds.
It's not just because I have an ego about it, but it's also...
Okay, Toho, can I explain to you why I know you don't know what gachas are? Because you play 13 of them, and you play them hardcore. Gacha games are not meant to be played that way. They're casual games for casual players. All right? You're playing them in the most unrealistic way possible. And that's why you think you're the only motherfucker who should be praised. This guy thinks because I'm not playing 18 gachas right now on stream every day that I'm a fake gacha player. This shit is insane.
Also because I have both the experience and the commitment to gacha games to call myself such, which many people out there who recently came across my videos in the last couple of weeks seem to lack the mental capacity to comprehend. Sorry, did I say I wasn't going to be as aggressive in this video? I lied.
No, he tricked us. No, he tricked us, dude. No. Oh, he got us, man. Damn it. I lied. Adjust glasses. Light shimmers.
I'll keep it to those certain individuals, though. But enough trash talk for now.
Yeah, bro, get us. Hold us accountable. Oh, God. Big bad Toho. He's going to take us down with his army of 80 viewers. He's going to take down the whole Gacha space. Go get him, Toho. Our hero. Let's go. Got him begging. Let's get it, man.
In this video, I want to talk about the tendency of big gacha players, people who mainly play or only play any number of what I like to call the big four gachas, Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Zenless Zone Zero, and Wuthering Waves, to create content that suggests that the game they're talking about is like the best or the greatest at something.
Oh, great. So he's not talking about me. Okay, hell yeah. Oh, so we're safe. Yeah, the gacha games that I play the most are Wizardry and Pokemon Go. Yeah, so I'm good, man. We're safe. Thank God. Okay, so you can go ahead and talk about the other guys then. Go ahead, man. Go get
And
them.
the examples of such that I'll bring up throughout my video here are the following.
Go ahead,
These two videos by Honkai Chaser that say Zenless Zone Zero is the hardest gacha game out there, and these videos saying Woolwoo's 2.0 patch is the best patch in all of gacha gaming. There are, of course, a lot more examples out there of what I'm talking about, but these are the ones that I just happened to come across. I'll give you the bottom line here first, and then go into the examples.
Yeah, so I'm sure this guy's probably familiar with, well, maybe not. Toho, look into Plato's allegory of the cave. A lot of people are like that because that's all they know. And sure, I think that's to a point. Sure, you can go ahead. But I want to say that there's no reason to compare a Wuthering Waves to Fate Go. Sure, they might be in the same genre, but they're way different. Just like there's no reason to compare Elden Ring to Ocarina of Time, even though they're both considered Souls-like, which, by the way, you can go look that up. I don't know who decided to call Ocarina of Time a Souls-like. But just because they're in the same genre, they're few and far between. Gacha really isn't like a genre to be directly compared to by. It's more like the monetization system, right? So that's why comparing Gacha to Gacha for a lot of cases is pointless. And if you think comparing Azure Lane and Brown Dust 2 and Nikkei to Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and Wuthering Waves makes sense, well, yeah, I don't really know what to tell you, man. There's a big difference. OOT isn't a Souls-like. I'll show you. So people are saying because Ocarina of Time has a role, they call it a Souls-like. Why Dark Souls is Ocarina of Time, why Ocarina of Time is the origin of 3D third-person Souls-likes, right? Like, it's goofy as shit, and we'd agree, like, it's just not like that, right? It's just not like that, you know? And people draw that comparison a lot, and I feel like it's goofy as shit. That's why I'm saying, like, comparing genre to genre is a little bit goofy, don't you think?
Listed above. I'm not a fan of people saying that whatever gacha they play is the best at any one particular thing in the entire spectrum of gacha games.
Why would you not be okay with saying that? Wait, what? Why? Well, what a gacha has to be the best at something, right? Like there has to be a best at something. Why would you not want to be able to say that? Like, I think we would all agree that Wuthering Waves has the best exploration out of any gacha. Well, what is this? What is your reasoning for this?
For example, saying that your gacha is the hardest gacha to play, or that one patch in your gacha is like the best patch out of any gacha game out there. And I got two reasons.
Oh, if that's what he's saying, sure. He just phrased it a little bit wrong. Okay, sure. Yeah, I can agree with that.
As to why. First is simply because many, if not most, of the people who make videos or tweets like this, they don't have to be just videos, they can be tweets too, don't play many other gacha games that aren't the big four, right? Checking the
well, yeah, but you got to understand, like, gachas outside of the big four, like, the reason why they're the big four is because they were meant to attract the largest, like, most universal audience, which happened after the COVID boom where gachas broke mainstream. Right, so they're designed to be as enjoyable as possible. We're like, normal gacha games, let's just be real, guys. If you play a gacha game, you all know they're trash, right? You all know they're fucking trash. And every now and then you find a diamond in the rough, but the majority of them are pretty fucking bad. And you really shouldn't guilt anybody for not wanting to play every single gacha game on the fucking planet. And you should be okay if you were only playing Hoyoverse and Kuro Games as games. And they'll play Ananta, they'll play Azure Premilia, but that's just because a new level of quality was achieved for what's like expected of by the more generalized audience. And I don't really see what's so hard to understand about that.
Channels of the people who made the first couple of videos that I'm using as examples here, Honkai Chaser appears to upload mainly Hoyo content, such as Honkai Impact and more recently Zenless.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're guilting people who have only played 4 gacha games. Okay. Right, so we got to play at least 13. Okay, gotcha, Toho, gotcha.
Zone Zero. Ethan.
So if you're a viewer and you've only played Hoyoverse and you've only played Kuro Games gachas, your opinion is it's not valued by Toho. Gotcha.
Seems like he mainly puts up Wuwa content nowadays, though if I search his video history, he did start out on Genshin at least. And Sycamore Ramen's been doing more gaming news lately, but he's done plenty of
Hey, I'm on there. Let's go. Look at that, bro. I'm in that thumbnail. How'd it do? How'd it do? How'd it do? You know what's crazy? The one thumbnail they put my face in, it got the most views. Let's go, dude. That's big. Hey, you're welcome, man. I got no idea who the hell this is, but I'm glad that video popped off, man. That's awesome. I fully endorse it.
Plenty of gacha content before, but outside of a few exceptions like Sukumen doing videos on GFL2 and Reverse 1999 a while back, it seems like none of these guys play much else in terms of gacha.
Oh, yeah, because they're shit. Yeah.
Technically, Honkai Chaser has played quite a bit of Honkai Impact, and Honkai Impact definitely isn't one of the big four, so he's the main exception here, but true to his name, his content consists of entirely Hoyoverse games, so I don't know if he's played any other gacha or not. It is possible that they do play others besides the ones that they make content for. It could just be that they just don't make content on them, or maybe they only stream them instead of making dedicated YouTube videos for them if they do stream. I myself play 13 different gacha games, but I don't like...
God, he's so epic. God, he's so cool. He's awesome, man. He's so awesome. Holy shit. Toho's the man. He's my favorite creator ever, man. He's the coolest.
Make regular content on all of them, clearly. But for like 8 or 9 of them, I do have these whales logs or dolphins logs videos that I make at the end or the beginning of every month. What this bald retard doesn't get is that these...
Oh, man, imagine being called a bald retard when I have 100,000 times more dollars in my bank account than he does. Doing the same thing. Imagine that. Brother, if I'm a bald retard and I got 100,000 times more dollars than you, and I'm going to be dead ass, I think that's a real number. I think you at max have $10 to $20 in your bank account, man. I think you do, right? And we're doing the same shit in the same genre. So I gotta ask you, Toho, and you've been doing this longer. Why am I thousands of times more successful than you, man? Why do you think that is? Why, like, if you were to ask yourself, I would love to know your justification. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that I'm beneath you? Is it because I don't play enough gacha games? Is it because I don't got little girls in my background? Is that the reason? Is it because I don't sleep with my Kafka pillow? Is it because I don't keep my towels from my shower on the same bed while you snuggle up to your anime waifu while I'm sleeping with a real girl? Is that why I'm beneath you? I'm just trying to figure this out. You want to know why I don't have my bed in my room, Toho? Because I got 2 of them. Matter of fact, I got 3 of them, right? Why do you think you got to keep all your shit in the same room? Why do you think that is? Why do you think you're so above people who have done everything you've done in your career to a much higher degree and still don't even come to as close as the ego with the man with $10 in his bank account who's ruining his life with anime girls and gacha games? Now, don't get me wrong. There was a point in time where I also messed up my own life. But here's the thing. It's not about how many times you fall down. It's about how many times you fall down, get up, and keep moving forward. And I learn from my failures. That's the difference. Toho, you are a failure. That's the difference.
Massive.
Let's keep going.
These videos were never meant to get...
Oh, Techie, I love you, bro, but why are you giving this person attention? I get that he made a fool of himself and abused your generosity, and that's inexcusable, but you're better than this. Karma will get him. No, I'm not. What the fuck? You must not know me. I am not better than this at all. Bro, this guy's going to become my content farm for months. Every dollar this guy makes, this fucking thing, every dollar this delusional psychopath makes off of his videos, I'm making 1,000. So I'll let him earn a couple of bucks by me gazing my so gracious eyesight on him as the god of gacha, the true god of gacha. Just make a couple bucks off of making fun of somebody, man. Why wouldn't I do that? What? This guy deserves no generosity. This guy deserves no goodwill at all. I'm gonna fuck this dude like I fucked Gateo, 100%. Why would I not? This dude came at me. Hey, don't be shocked when I go a little bit too hard, man.
Get a whole ton of views or anything like that. I make them because I think it's kind of cool to document the progress on some of my gachas and see how much they've changed or...
If you were making videos and you weren't doing it for the money, then why did you DM me about how poor you are and you need help? Why did you make those videos and then beg me to react? I don't think that you're being honest there, Tuhu. I don't think you're being honest. I think you make bad content because you don't know how to make good content. That's what I think. I don't know.
improved over the months and years, and they're there if anyone wants to follow along. Tectone called himself a fan of my content or some
I was. I used to watch his streams.
bull like that, or at least he used to be. So he should have known that, considering my very first Wales log that I did for my FGO account is older than his entire YouTube channel. He even had hair back then too, but all the React Andy slop content he does nowadays made all his hair fall out, I guess.
Maybe you should try it, man. Maybe your channel would blow up a little bit. Why would I need to know that bro made an FG? Hold up. Let me go. If you were a real fan of mine, you would have watched every single video forever. You would have known that I played Combat Arms 13. Bro, you've been doing this for 13 years and you're still unemployed? Listen, guys, before you shit talk League of Legends, you need to play Smite, and you need to play Dota, and you need to play Warcraft 3. Because if you don't play every single game in the entire genre, you're not allowed to talk about how any of these games should get better. Because you don't know it. You don't, until you've jerked off to 1,000 different anime girls, I don't want you coming after my waifu. Jesus.
Or maybe he was just a fan of my videos when I only talked about stuff that fit his agenda. Huh.
No, I just watch your Twitch streams, man. Here, I'll show you. It was, Xlice from 2020. Xlice. He sent me your Discord name, which was Toho Sniper 98. And then my wife at the time, Freem, told me to check you out on Twitch, which was Toho Sniper 98. And she said, this guy has a lot of viewers. What happened? Hey, bad things happen to bad people. That's crazy, bro. Yep. That's insane. All right, let's keep going here, man.
Funny how that works. Anyways, the Timu Asmongold tangent aside, these Whales logs and Dolphins logs I do every month now serve as my proof that I do in fact keep up with all 13 of my gachas. For the ones that I don't make these log videos for, you can just hit up my stream.
I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him that he keeps up with 13 gachas. Guys, did you know that he played 13 gachas? Guys, how do you know that Toho Sniper 98 plays 13 gachas? Don't worry, he'll tell you.
Either right here on my YouTube channel or over on Twitch at twitch.tv/TohoSniper98. And
see, whenever he says 13 gachas, he thinks he's farming easy claps, but instead all he's farming is KMSs. And that's what he doesn't understand, bro. It's so bad.
Ask me how my progress has been in them, and I'll gladly show you. I say all of this to point out that a lot of these guys who say stuff like Zenless or Wuwa, for that matter, is the hardest gacha game out there.
Oh, they're just a little bit silly. That's obviously wizardry.
Or Wuwa has the best patch ever, haven't or have barely played other gacha games. So without trying to sound too dramatic when I say this, what kind of authority do they think they have when they say stuff like that?
Who are you to say that you like this game, buddy boy? Who are you? Until you play 87 gachas, you can't say anything.
How do you know that, for instance, Zenless is in fact the hardest gacha game out there? I know that there are plenty of Wuwa players and content creators alike who will gladly disagree. And by the way, since I get the feeling this might happen, please do not harass Honkai Chaser for that. I'm only bringing him and his content up as an example for my video, so leave him the alone. It's pathetic enough what a lot of the Wuwa community's turned into, and the fact that pieces of like these three exist doesn't exactly help.
So I've made 5 videos in the last week calling everybody else beside me a horrific piece of shit and how nobody's opinion matters unless they play 13 gachas. But I'm going to moral grandstand and say that everybody else is the problem except for me. Oh, man, why do you think Wendy's denied your job application, Toho?
Battle Tower is really challenging, don't get me wrong. And Honkai Chaser was doing like, I don't know, floor 70, I think it was, or something like that when I checked his video, and that's a lot more impressive than my lazy ass stuck down there at only floor 30. But I'll tell you this. When I play Battle Tower, right, it's difficult for sure, and you can't make a single mistake because one hit means like 3/4 of your health is already gone, and a bad hit means that one of your characters is already dead. But I know that as long as I keep trying, as long as I learn how to play better and...
How long do you think this guy spends on the phone with AI Saber girlfriend RP? Like, how long do you think he's on the phone every morning talking to his like AI girlfriend on the phone, talking to them about like, man, Tectone was so mean to me. He doesn't understand it. I'm the god of gachas. I played 13 different gachas this morning for you, baby. Wow, that is amazing, Toho. Would you like to watch Fate? Of course, baby.
I'll make sure to grab my saber pillow this morning. We can snuggle up on the bed while we go watch some more great epic films. I love you so much. I wish I could hold you right now. You love me, right?
Like, this guy is such a loser, bro. It's insane. It's insane.
stop having a skill issue, I will be able to beat it. If I truly want to reach floor 100 or however high it goes up to in Zenless Battle Tower, right? I'm confident that I can get there eventually, though obviously
Right.
it'll take me quite a bit of grind to do so. But I can't say the same about all the other gachas I've played. Some of them have fights where the entire time I didn't know if I was going to beat them. FGO, for instance, is the gacha that I know the most in terms of its mechanics, like how to play and such. And it's the gacha that I've been playing for the longest. And there have still been some fights, some challenge stages that is, where not only did they take an hour or two to clear each, but I wasn't confident that I could clear it to begin with. And oftentimes I didn't, and I had to do that all over again. Girls Frontline 1 had hard mode event stages that even when
He's saying this like they're accolades, guys. Look at how peak this is. Man, bro. Damn. Damn, bro played FGO, bro. Oh, man, that's amazing.
but I wasn't confident that I could clear it to begin with. And oftentimes I didn't, and I had to do that all over again. Girls Frontline
Wow.
1 had hard mode event stages that even when I was following guides on YouTube telling me what to do, I didn't know if I could still beat them, both due to map RNG and my own micro, or the lack thereof.
I want to see Toho play Claire Obscure on expert difficulty. That's what I want to see. I would love to see that. That would be awesome. I want to see him play Dark Souls 1. I would love to see that.
Arknights had a couple of Risk 18
And that's like the easiest Souls game of all time is Dark Souls 1.
contingency contracts that I struggled with, one of which I just threw my hands up and said, F it, I'm just looking up a guide. And don't even get me started on Blue Archive raids.
Brother, Arknights was too hard for you? Arknights was too hard for you? Jesus. Dude, you couldn't fucking waterboard that information out of me, man. Holy shit. You'd admit, holy fuck.
Nexon can actually go f themselves. How do you know that, for example, Wuthering Waves 2.0 patch is the greatest patch in gacha history? Right? It was amazing, don't get me wrong. Rina Sita is a huge improvement over Huanglong. The game got much better visually. Flight is cool, among other things. A lot more things, actually. But the greatest patch in gacha history levels of good? Because Snowbreak Containment Zone had a patch that turned that gacha into a full-on Gunner or Coomer game, whichever terminology you prefer, with
Yeah, this one guy completely revamped. This one patch revamped every single system in the entire game, and the traversal system, and the soundtrack, and the exploration system, and it upgraded the graphics, and gave out an insane amount of rewards. But this game had a bikini skin, so how do you know it's better? There are people who take this guy seriously, by the way. There are. There are people who take this guy seriously, guys.
with characters and skins that look like this these days, when at launch it was a lot more conservative. And I know what you're thinking.
And that's why it's the best patch ever. Okay? So they made bikini skins? Alright.
You know, oh, Gunner content doesn't mean it's the best patch ever, which you're right, on its own it wouldn't be. But that patch for Snowbreak was one of the crucial reasons why that game was able to avoid EOS. Or in other words, Snowbreak going full Gunner quite literally saved the game. At least
Everybody knows that. Because they just sold bikini skins. That still doesn't make it the best patch ever. Come on, man. Why are we even bringing this up?
partially. And now the devs are the same ones developing that new PvP mecha game called Mecha Break because Snowbreak did so well after their Gunner patch. Again,
There's a difference between a patch that makes a lot of money and saves a company versus implementing what their player base wanted and revamping every system from the ground up to be a better version of the pre-existing one.
WoW's 2.0 patch was amazing, but when people talk about the best patch ever, more so than its contents, I also think about how much of an impact that patch had on its game overall. WoW 2.0 had a ton of impact, that's undeniable. But even if it weren't that amazing, it wouldn't have, like, killed the game or anything like that.
This guy thinks that unless a game is really bad and it's about to end a service, then it can't have a good patch. Guys, I want to remind you, before I made the video of him me exposing him as a snake, people were agreeing with this video. That's what's insane. I guarantee you he's not going to give an example of what the greatest patch in Gacha game history is. And I guarantee you he's going to continue to discredit everybody else's opinion without giving an example. Because even the example that he gave, he immediately said, well, that doesn't make it the best patch. I guarantee you he won't say what the best patch is.
Like, people would still keep playing, myself included. Snowbreak's Gooner patch, on the other hand, had end of service on the line. And if it did EOS, it would have killed off not just Snowbreak, but also Mecha Break, most likely. And all that was just for one other gacha. I'm sure that there are other gacha games out there that have had just as impactful patches that change them drastically for the better, if not even more.
His response to Wuthering Waves Renacida not being the best patch of all time was, well, Snowbreak was about to end his service, and then it made money by being a gooner. And what's the best patch of all time? Well, I don't know, but there's probably a better one. I just don't know what it is. Oh, okay. So this is the mass intellect that you've gained from playing 13 gacha games. Toho, if you've played all these gacha games, then why don't you know which one's the best patch? You just gave inconclusive evidence for your example. You've said nothing. You've said absolutely nothing. You're fighting demons.
My point here is that saying, again, for example, Wuthering Waves has the best patch in gacha history doesn't have much weight to it if the person or the people saying that have only ever played Wuwa and maybe some Hoyo games and that's it.
Yeah, and the weight of the opinion of a guy who's played quote-unquote every gacha game and is the god of gacha can't even give you an example of what he thinks is the best patch of all time, well then obviously his weight also holds, or his opinion holds no weight as well. Because you don't have the balls to give it an opinion.
Obviously, gacha games are so much more than just the big four, and just because you don't play them doesn't mean that they all of a sudden don't.
He spent all this time talking about how he's the only person with the proper opinion, and then he never gave an opinion. What was the point of all that?
Exist. I try not to generalize my statements like that because I understand that gacha games are very nuanced, and there's a lot of things to consider when you talk about them. So if someone who runs around calling themselves a god of gacha tries not to do that, what makes you think you can? Some of you may point out,
let me hear that again. Sorry. What?
Mean that they all of a sudden don't exist. I try not to generalize my statements like that because I understand that gacha games are very nuanced, and there's a lot of things to consider when you talk about them. So if someone who runs around calling themselves the god of gacha tries not to do that, what makes you think you can?
There's a lot to unpack here. So let me try to translate this to where everybody can understand this. Okay. So he's upset at people for talking about gachas because they've only played a little bit about gachas. And his opinion holds more because he plays 13 gachas. Okay? All right. And so his opinion should be the only one that matters. But he won't give an opinion because gachas are nuanced. So what do you want people to say then? Here, let me do you a favor, Toho. You really like this whole you play 13 gachas things, right? You say a lot how you got these 13 gachas. Okay. I'm gonna give you some numbers here. Okay. Summer's War, Alone, Ulala, Sinnoh Alice, Genshin, Wuthering Waves, Limbus, Girls Frontline 2, Snowbreak, Pokemon Go, Azure Lane, Enfield. Yep. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So I've played all of those for different amounts of time. Ones I've played for a long time. Ones I dropped immediately because I could instantly tell they were shit. Does that give me an opinion where I can talk about things now? Oh, also AFK Journey and AFK Arena. Almost, so we're at 33 now. Do we need to do more? Do I need to play more? Should I play more? Yeah, let's go over it. So I've been making gacha game guides for what, 6 years? Let me just double check something here real quick. So Toho. We'll do some of that. 500,000 views. That's great. I want to remind you that I've made content for Summer's War, Alune, Sinnoh Alice, Skylanders Ring of Heroes. We can keep going here. Oh, yeah. Rush Wars was great. Ulala. We did that game with the hee-ha-ha whatever the fuck that game was called. Yeah, man, we've covered a lot of things. You know, Arknights is also there. You know, we've been doing this for a long time, but like to try to invalidate every single other person's opinion because you're still playing bad games, I feel like is just a little bit silly, don't you think? You know, I even played the hit gacha game Among Us. Very pong. Yeah, and here's the thing. In every single game that I've played, I've succeeded as a content creator, right? And the thing is that you haven't. And the reason why that is because you actually buy into your own hype. And it's a little bit silly and it's a little bit dumb. And I really feel like I'm really trying to, whether or not I'm shitting on you, I really am trying to help here, Toho. And you can check our DMs, man. I mean, I've only tried to help you. But at this point, like, common logic isn't enough for you to where daddy has to give you a spanking. I promise you, you are not as cool as you think you are. You're really not. And I'll be real, I would have to say that really nobody gives a single fuck about you. And it's kind of a sad reality that you live. And you're going after other people, trying to make it personal. And then when they make it personal back, you get upset. So maybe we just calm down a little bit there, buddy.
You may point out that maybe I'm just taking this a little too seriously. Like, come on, bro. It's just a few clickbait titles, man. Like, it's not that deep. I even said before in my last Delusional Gacha Takes video that I get it. This is just how content creation is nowadays. To that, I'd just like to point out the fact that those pieces of trash that I mentioned earlier
Okay, so let me get this right. So they're pieces of trash because they make clickbait videos. But then you say they're clickbait videos. That's what you have to do in 2025. And now they're still pieces of trash, even though you're doing the exact same thing. Guys, is it time to wake up yet? Is it time to wake up? Is it time to wake up yet, guys?
got triggered enough by me calling myself the Gacha God that they made their own dog React videos where they did nothing but throw around personal insults because actual counter-arguments are beyond their
We counter-argued every single point, and by the way, this was the guy who was slinging shit around first. We're not going to do this revisionist history. We're not going to do it. We're not going to live in this false sense of reality. Why don't we pull up what actually happened, which was this video right here, where you went on Ryuku and you went on everybody. Let's go ahead and find it.
Welcome back to the third episode of the people you call content creators for the gacha scene. Again, if Ryuku's tweet was about him saying that he prefers Wuwa splash arts because they look better, then there's nothing I'll say against that, because I agree. Wuwa splash arts have consistently biz. How f***ing convenient. So we're doubling down on the dog take now, are we? But then this Cosmos guy replies with, I can't say that's the truth because if you look at the other splash arts around the same patches, they were all mid. They're all just their abilities, their elements, and a little bit of background. And guess what? Ryuku's nowhere to be found. How f***ing convenient. This random Twitter guy.
We'll find it.
Pyro sword thing. Matter of fact, technically, MiHoYo seems to have improved a little bit since Venti's comments below calling me a Hoyo shill to point out something that most people will never think about when it comes to comparing big gachas. Now, don't get me wrong, Genshin isn't without its own problems, but here's the thing. Because Genshin is still the most popular but to stay relevant and keep up with the evolving gacha industry, MiHoYo and Kuro.
This feels like a punishment having to skim this video. Holy fuck. By the way, editor, cut out all of this skimming, because we gotta skim through this shit to just make it. This feels like I feel like I'm being fucking tortured here.
It's as they can and keep improving thing as Genshins. A lot of people will look at them and go, "Oh, it's just another Genshin." A gacha success. Self was good. Like I never looked in a mirror before. Delusion, huh? Dude's clearly never looked in a mirror before.
Okay, and hopefully that works out great. You're throwing out personal insults. You're calling everybody fucking delusional. Let's also just remind you, this guy's complaining because things got personal, and then he says this. This is the most self-incriminating clip I have ever seen in my entire life. Let's keep going here.
Again, I'm not the one whose wife left him.
Oh! So you can't sit here and complain about people personally attacking you when you've called everybody retarded, you've called everybody delusional, you said that your opinion's the only thing that matters and every other person is a poser in this space, and then you're going after people's personal relationships. Toho, you are a fucking nasty rat. This is why you'll be known of the god of unemployment forever.
Mental capacity, so clearly I'm not the only one who takes things too seriously. Two wrongs don't make a right, but theirs are worse, so they can go themselves. Oh.
He said my gacha game takes were bad and that I'm unemployed. I'm gonna go after his personal relationships. You can't be mad at me. Shut the fuck up, bro. You're such a bitch. It's insane. You're so lame, it's crazy, bro. It's actually insane.
I know. Maybe they should go get the Twitch channels banned again. Ha! The second reason, and the far more important one.
Now bro wants to dunk on me. Now bro wants to dunk on me for getting my Twitch channel banned. Let me show you what that did. Just from the ad revenue of that stream, why don't we just go ahead and pull it up? Just from the chat revenue from subs and super chats, I made your yearly salary. Let's pull it up one more time. This guy really thinks he's getting a dunk in. We gotta really address this bit by bit. We really gotta address this. And we'll go again. And then I made your 2-year salary and just ads on that video. I also averaged 14,000 viewers for the entire stream. So before you try to get a dunk on, just understand that thing that you're trying to shit on me for was one of the best things to happen to my career. What you essentially said was, yeah, and then this guy got his dick sucked by 8 women. What a loser. My virginity is still fully intact. Toho, come on, buddy. It's time to wake up, Toho.
Is because of this. This sort of language encourages people to build a media echo chamber around themselves and their favorite gacha. Obviously, it's not just content creators who say stuff like, oh, Zenless is the hardest gacha game, or Wuwa has the best patch in gacha history. Many regular players who don't stream or make videos.
Guys, if you call Zenless Zone Zero the hardest gacha, you're going to make Toho cry for 13 minutes. Okay? You gotta be more aware of the damage that you're causing on the entire gacha space.
Share similar or the same opinions even, and haven't really played other gachas outside the big four. But even if the content creators themselves understand that what they're saying is not necessarily true and they're just exaggerating and playing it up for the views, most of their viewers certainly won't. Because they don't play other gachas, regular players don't have the knowledge or the experience to say otherwise when some piece of shit like St. Tontus starts screaming in their faces with the biggest megaphone he can get his hands on about how Wuwa is the best gacha game in the world and Hoyo games should all just burn in hell. Those regular players were also probably...
These regular players, they don't know anything else until they've played 38 gachas. God, this is a point where it's just like, God, this is so miserable. This has gotten to the point where, like, this isn't even fun anymore. This dude... He's just unbearable. This is a dude where, like, I would unsubscribe and dislike every single one of this guy's videos. Because this shit is just fucking embarrassing, bro. Like, if you call yourself a Toho fan at this point, it's like, Jesus Christ. This shit is embarrassing. The worst thing is knowing that he's doing all of this because he's failed in the real world. And once again, should I just show the DMs? Why don't we just go ahead and show it? We'll just do it again, to be honest. Why don't we refresh everybody's memory? Let's refresh everybody's memories why this guy's saying this shit. The reason why this guy is trying to act like he's so hard is because he's failed as a human being. Where he says, thanks for reacting to the video earlier. I've been getting some traffic from MTash fans. However, I got something more important to talk to you about if you don't mind. Long story short, to be brutally honest, I need some serious financial help. Money lol. I've gotten laid off my last 2 jobs in the past year and a half. Looking for another one is like grinding my balls against granite. Well, here's the thing, Toho. Maybe if you were to quit one of those 13 gacha games that you played, maybe you wouldn't be fucking broke. Maybe instead of trying to clickbait and rage bait the people who have been attempting to help you, which, by the way, I've reacted to 8 of your videos, and I've invited you on 2 different gacha casts and plugged your channel voraciously and attempted to hook you up with sponsors until the sponsors told me they want nothing to do with you, and then I didn't know how to tell you because I knew it would probably bum you out to where I just didn't fucking say anything. But I really don't know why you're so jaded and you're so angry at the very same people who have been trying to help you for years. And it's embarrassing, man.
Already fans of Wuwa to begin with, which also means that they probably weren't big fans of Hoyo games to begin with, and hearing a content creator validate their feelings for the game makes them feel good about themselves. And so that's how the media echo chamber is built. And once people are trapped in there, it's really hard for them to break themselves out of it. And all the while that they're in there, they're constantly subject.
I can't. I tried. I got through 13 minutes, guys. I got through 13 minutes. I can't deal with this guy sucking his own dick anymore, thinking he's the only motherfucker that should be praised. Listen, man, let's go let the god of begging go back to begging. Maybe his audience will give him a couple of dollars or some subs once he talks about how big, bad, mean Tectone was to him. And Toho, I wish you the best of luck, but what a miserable life you live, man. What a miserable life. I would be embarrassed if I were you, to be completely honest. Anyways, look forward to your next video where you keep talking about how great you are. Meanwhile, your life continues to crumble around yourself. Maybe if we quit a couple gachas, we can fix it, but, wouldn't want to do that.